So we're very lucky. We've got Tex Perkins, who's just rocked up to the Bluesfest site.
Hello, Rusty.
On the promise of cake and coffee. And Tex is bringing the Man in Black to Bluesfest at Easter. But it's not the Man in Black, the theatre show.
Indeed, it's a version of the Man in Black. For festival circumstances, festival conditions. It's us playing 70 minutes of Johnny Cash. The Man in Black theatre show. That was a 2-hour.
Extravaganza.
It was a journey through his entire life. With it was scripted. It was the story of his life and the story of his career, and so we go into a lot more detail. This will just be us,
playing the music,
playing our hearts out, and
cool. And is it still the same cast of Tennessee 4?
It is.
Cool.
It is. It's the same people that has been in the show. Got to have Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll be doing the June Carter parts. Yeah, I could. It's at this stage it'd be very hard to imagine doing it with anybody else. They're a real. Yeah. After so many shows, we actually stopped counting after 200. But it.
Well, I was about to say it's 10 years now.
We had a 10-year anniversary last year. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. But
and in between, you haven't stopped doing other stuff. I mean,
yes, exactly.
I started looking because although I know you personally, it was like, okay, so what have you done? Because a lot of the time
it's hard to keep track of. I'll give you that, Rusty.
Singer, songwriter, author, actor. I saw you just recently in Drunken Histories.
That was a lot of
fun. How did you get that? How did that happen?
I know.
Someone rang up and said, "Tex, you're perfect for this."
Well, yeah.
Part.
That's the wonderful thing about my career. Even though, yes, essentially I'm a singer in rock and roll bands or singer-songwriter. Occasionally these wonderful little opportunities get presented to me. I do quite a lot of voiceover work, which I love. I work with children's authors and read. I do character voices, which I hope. I really hope to sort of grow that side of my career because as it gets harder and harder to walk. I need more stationary work, but yeah, the drunk history thing came out of nowhere. I'm not even sure why they chose me because I don't have an acting agent. But I got the email and just went yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't ask any more questions. Yes, I will do this.
So you'd love to do more in that arena?
In that. Well, it was comedy. Yeah. I don't think I see myself as, even though a lot of people find me scary, I don't see myself in pulling off a dramatic role.
Not Shakespeare.
No. Well,
mind you, there's plenty of comedy in Shakespeare, but you see, I see you more I could see you as a dramatic actor. I mean, I've seen you do. The Beasts, and I've seen you do the Dark Horses.
Sure, but that's in a musical context.
Yeah, it's a different. There's still a sort of stage text persona a little bit.
I find I find, as I pointed out, like with the voiceover stuff, if it's got a comedy aspect to it, I find it a lot easier to get into, and as far as and the drunk history was so much fun. And I was already a big fan of the show, the American version of the show. So so when they asked, it was like, yes, this is absolutely
no brainer, no brainer. Cool. So more acting roles for Mr. Perkins, please.
Comedic.
Yeah.
We'll do drag.
Okay, now that is definitely comedic.
Have done drag.
Have you? Have you?
Yeah.
When did you do drag?
We were filming we made a video clip, a film clip as they called them back then, for a song called "You'll Do" with the Cruel Sea, and the premise was a couple living in a house, and I played both roles. I played the male and the female role.
Okay.
You know, it was a kind of almost a split screen sort of situation. It was very artfully put together, but yes, I spent a lot of time in drag that day. It's very difficult to make me look like a woman, so there was no way anyone was convinced that I was a woman, but it was obvious I was in drag.
Right.
There is a difference.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So the facial hair was still...
No, there was no facial hair, but there was so much, makeup.
Yeah.
To try and hide the rather. I don't have fine features.
No. Yeah, I get that. Well, that's interesting. Did you enjoy being... Is that something you'd like to do again then?
Yeah, look, well, we got...
Maybe.
Possibly, as I say, I'm open to all offers at the moment.
Well, yeah. But speaking of that, because of the lockdown and everything, the Drunk Histories was obviously a nice, cool thing to come along.
Well, that was filmed late November.
Wow.
It was actually filmed during the bushfires. We were up here dealing with the bushfires, and I had a 2-day respite from that, where I flew to Sydney and filmed that.
And you were allowed to fly to Sydney.
Fly back in the days. It was in the middle of all that. So it was actually a really welcome distraction from what was going on at the time.
And during the sort of 6 or 7 months of lockdown, how have you coped with that?
Dealt with it I didn't deal with it very well for a while, like a lot of us. Yeah. Early on, it was so much unknown, and I think I was surrounded by I don't know. There was so many people, feeding you worst case scenarios, and sort of. And people, I don't know, there was so much, it was basically at some point I had to completely unplug, because we live in a fairly, isolated, secluded area, so if you want to ignore the world, it's quite easy.
Yeah.
So, but for about 2 months, it seemed like you had to watch every news, on the news to see what was was going on, and just the stress levels, and obviously I think I wasn't alone, that I started drinking a lot more than I usually did, and I felt quite justified in doing that, and I thought this is the way tequila will get me through. But artistically, we, like the rest of the performing arts communities of the world, we went online, and instead of, like, a lot of people just started performing in front of their phones, and that was a necessary and good and instant sort of answer to it, but I felt that aesthetic got pretty tiring pretty quick.
Yeah.
So out where we live, we have I live on a property, and we've got this wonderful big sort of shed, barn, hall that we built a few years ago, which we designed. It's got a stage, it's got PA, it's got a big screen where we can show movies, it's got lots of couches, and it's got a bar. So we entertain there, but it seemed to be the perfect place if we were going to create some online content that we had the infrastructure to do something that was a little bit higher quality than singing in front of an iPhone, and so we got stuck into that, and we called it The Show.
As you do.
Got in first before.
Yeah.
but yeah, that not only did that give me something creative to work towards, and I think initially we all did it out of a sense of desperation, so we didn't feel so helpless and like well, everything's been, well, we can't do anything. So yeah, the level of production required to do this show, because we had 5 cameras, and this is all stuff that people already had. Because everyone's sort of everyone seemed to have a decent camera.
Yeah.
Not just a phone, And my neighbour's son just got finished his course at SAE, and he was a budding audio engineer, so we got him working on it, and it was his first real sort of job where he could really learn pretty much from one end to the other of audio engineering. So I don't know, it was all these builders, electricians, and surfies and just young people that are surrounding me. We all sort of transformed ourselves into this
TV
production crew, and not only did we evolve and develop new skills, it gave me a chance. Well, actually, it forced me, but it gave me a chance to connect with my local musical community too, because none of my Sydney or Melbourne, they were no longer options. And I don't know a lot of musicians around this area that I've known for years, but I've never connected in a creative way. And this year really gave us the opportunity. And we had no choice. We had to go local, and I'm at the end of it. I have to say, I'm really. It was one of the silver linings of the whole situation is working with people that were up here.
Yeah, that you never thought of working with before.
Well,
because you're always on the road. You're always away.
I'd always admired them, as musicians, but this just gave us the perfect, situation to develop our. And
you did 6 episodes of the show.
We did 6 episodes, and it also. I started working with one of my guest artists, Jez Mead, and we have a duo act that I've been. Now gigs are starting to come up again. I've been working with him, and then I've had a larger version, which with Jez, another star of the show, Lucy Thorne, and another local called Christian Pyle, and we developed a really lovely.
Another project for you.
It's got another project.
Because you've had some names over the years.
This one I mercifully just called And Friends.
And Friends. All right. Well, I'm going to finish. That's great. And I believe.
But I'm looking forward to Bluesfest most of all.
Oh yeah. So,
look.
Who are you looking forward to seeing at Bluesfest?
Well,
who would you like to hang out with?
Well, when I got off stage last time the Bluesfest was on, last year, when we played with the Fat Rubber Band, we went and saw the Melbourne Ska Orchestra. Nicky Bomber's Melbourne Ska Orchestra, and that's spectacular.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate to tell him that, but because he loves being told that. But it is a spectacular party show.
Oh yeah, the sheer number of people on stage, and the energy. They're all giving energy, and it's all, wonderfully, Melbourne. It's amazing. It's amazing they don't bump into each other.
Well, I think they do sometimes. I think they do.
Oh, but I'll see Jimmy. Love to hang out with Jimmy.
You've worked with.
Oh, I've worked with
Barnsey.
Jimmy a little bit, but we're mainly social friends. We have dinner every now and then.
Yeah.
When we're in the same local.
Yeah.
But who else have we got? Oh, John Williams.
True Blue.
True Blue.
True Blue.
Mick Thomas. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to see.
Yeah, we could.
Langy's going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's everybody. I'd be happy with it. Seeing any of these people.
Yeah. Cool. Well, then I expect to see you out there on the Raz after your show every day. Cool. Okay, I'd like to finish very quickly. One word answers. It's like word association.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back through your history. One word for this thug.
Messy.
The Fat Rubber Band.
Swamp.
The Cruel Sea.
Groove.
Beasts of Bourbon.
Ugly.
The Dark Horses.
Murray.
Tex Perkins and his Lady Boys.
Unforgivable.
That's actually where you worked with Barnsey on that. Barnsey
Yeah, well,
did a
that
song
was
on
one
that.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just couldn't see it both. You didn't do the song in drag, did you?
No. Yeah, the fact that the band was called Lady Boys had no connection with the Thailand
Right.
variety.
Tex, Don and Charlie.
Every 12 years. I know that's 3 words, but
That's all right. T&T.
T.
T. T. The Man in Black.
The Man in Black. Well, the Man in Black was over as far as I was concerned. I thought 10 years. That's a good innings.
Yeah.
It's time to give that a rest. But when Pete Noble said, "You want to come back to blues? Want the Man in Black?" And fair enough. I just played with the Fat Rubber Band here, but as I said earlier on, Rusty, I'm taking all offers. I'm trying not to say no to anything.